Because there's so many things in the last 7 months that have made me, as a white guy, ashamed. Absolutely ashamed of what I've seen. Are we going backwards or forwards now?
Roscoe Parrish on the punt return. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles at its finest.
How'd you find me? It's the only chicken and waffle place in all of Holland. So a black man's got to be at a chicken and waffles place. That's racist.
Well, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about some of what I see and some of what I hear.
I'm just sitting here just shaking my head. He is the cotton-picking president of the United States.
Right. You know, what's the cotton-picking delay?
Right.
You know, cotton-picking traffic.
I know.
Cotton-picking black guys, you know?
Yeah. I know, Jay.
No, is that wrong?
Why don't you just get over it? No, why don't you get over it and stop these frickin' stereotypes, etc.? I just found a picture on the internet of Mexican Bluetooth. Go ahead, let him. Bluetooth? Who needs to pay for that shit? He's got his Mexican Bluetooth right here. And stop these frickin' stereotypes.
I was trying to figure out what would be a Muslim theme, but
yeah, well, no, that's for the end, you know? Like, you break the glass like the Jews do, you break the plates like the Greeks do, and at the end you blow the whole fucking place up.
They immigrant bash.
Like, what are you doing? Put some clothes on those women. This is outrageous.
Right.
This is an affront to Hindu nationalism.
But these people, all white.
A white man deciding a woman's responsibility in her own procreation. I mean, I find it infuriating.
And let them define themselves. Let them reveal who they are. The American public needs to see that.
A belief among many white people, not just in the South but around the country, that African Americans are not qualified to lead this great country.
This black boy.
But he couldn't sell watermelons if you gave him the state ticket to flag down the traffic.
Another reading. You can imagine in China, it's like, ching chong, ching chong, ching chong, Danny DeVito, ching chong, 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 drunk the view, ching chong.
You know, this is where I want a real black president. I want him in a meeting with the BP CEOs, you know, where he lifts up his shirt so they can see the gun in his pants. We got a motherfucking problem here, you know, and shoot somebody in the foot.
And I think that's dangerous to say that when people dissent from the president in this whole post-racial era that you're somehow racist.
Well, it is racism. But I'm not sure what he means by this particular soundbite, and I think it's open to some criticism because it suggests that the president is an athlete, and some people may suggest, you know, because all black people are good athletes. I mean, that's what it sort of sounds like to me.
And stop these frickin' stereotypes.
As her husband watched the game in New Mexico with the former governor, or with the governor and former presidential candidate Bill Richardson, possibly asking Richardson for an endorsement, and then, would you please pass the guacamole?
Because there's a black man and there's not a trust in the intellect and the ability and the capability of a black man to run the country at a time when the country is having a lot of problems.
Absolutely ashamed of what I've seen.
Just outside wore a semi-automatic assault rifle on his shoulder and a pistol on his hip. There are questions about whether this has racial overtones. I mean, here you have a man of color in the presidency and white people showing up with guns strapped to their waist.
Wow. That film that was shown on MSNBC looks like, uh-oh, look out. Oh, he's a racist black man who just hates the black president.
But of course, I always look at the veiled racism therein. So I think that he is saying there were a lot of black Americans here listening to President Obama be sworn in, and they littered. Are you going to be with the black Americans who littered, or are you going to be with this lily white crowd that was here the other day and apparently kept the place a little neater?
Absolutely ashamed of what I've seen.
There are a lot of people who wrote these eulogies for Senator Byrd, and they mentioned that he once had a fleeting association with a Ku Klux Klan, and what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. He was a country boy from the hills and hollows of West Virginia.
You heard right. Congressman Todd Tiahrt is suggesting that Barack Obama and Clarence Thomas's mothers might have chosen abortion if the procedure simply had been free. We'll have more on that virulently racist logic in just a moment.
It is a neurological problem that we're dealing with.
I have 2 dogs. If I had 2 retarded children, I'd be a hero. And yet the dogs, which are pretty much the same thing, dogs are like retarded children.
absolutely ashamed of what I've seen.
I was there when you came.
You don't know when I came. Now,
Is that 62?
Actually, you're right on target.
It's all in the manual, man.
Actually,
I'm the National Black Chamber of Commerce, and you're trying to put up some other black group
to
pit against me. It's racial. I don't like it.
Excuse me,
I
sir.
take offense to it. You're quoting some other black man. Why don't you quote some other Asian or somebody?
Well,
you are being racial here.
Okay, literally differing opinions in the black community, just as there are in my community.
You're speaking on behalf of the black community?
No.
Why are you doing the Colored People Association study with the Black Chamber of Commerce?
I am trying to show the diversity of support that we have.
And let them define themselves. Let them reveal who they are. The American public needs to see that.